Hello, so today's video is going to be on question 7 evaluation, which is looking back at your preliminary task. What do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full product? So first was the planning process, and for our preliminary task we didn't have a specific audience because we were just showing it to people in our class. However, for our opening sequence we had to research our audience because we needed to know what they wanted to see in an opening sequence. So from the feedback that we got from our classmates, they said that they enjoyed the way we edited our preliminary task. They said that they liked the way we used continuity editing. So from that feedback, we decided to use that in our opening sequence, and we realized that using continuity editing, it gives a really nice flow to it. So the next stage of the planning process would be to find the location. So for the preliminary task, we had to shoot in school. We did have several locations where we shot. However, it would be nicer to shoot outside of school because we would have a variety of different places to shoot, and the shots would have came out better. Because we didn't want to film in school, we knew that we wanted to film our opening sequence outside of school because we would have different places of where we could shoot. Also, we know that we'll be more comfortable outside of school in our own environment. So for our location, we decided to film at one of the group members' house. Her house is yellow on the outside, but on the inside is different, almost like the little girl, who on the outside looks very innocent and sweet. However, on the inside she's very scary and crazy. The next step for a planning process would be to have a storyboard and plot. For our preliminary task, we didn't have a storyboard, which was a big mistake because when it came to filming, we actually wasted a lot of time thinking of what shots to have next. However, for our opening sequence, we had a storyboard, which really helped us because every time we needed to do the next shot, we just had to look back at the storyboard. Although the storyboard and the opening sequence isn't exactly the same because we kept changing things because they didn't go as planned, the storyboard did actually help us a lot because it saved us a lot of time, unlike the preliminary task, which we had wasted a lot of time in. So after the planning process, it would be the production process. This included how we organised our whole production and our schedules. So before shooting, we needed to put all the shots in order because that would help us know what shots to film on which days. If we didn't have that, then we would obviously struggle and we would waste a lot of time. For our preliminary task, we didn't have that, and that wasted a lot of time. Also, if we didn't know how long editing would take, we would have actually completed the shooting much quicker, so we would have more time to edit our opening sequence. For our preliminary task, it took a while for us to set up the tripod and camera because we were new to this and it was hard to get the right angle. However, for our opening sequence, it was very easy for us because we got the hang of it eventually. But some shots were hard to master because of the way the tripod will be placed in the room. We had to hold the camera in some shots because the tripod didn't fit in specific areas. So this meant that the shots would end up being shaky. However, to solve this, we put some books under the camera so the shots would be less shaky, and this solved the problem. So in terms of editing, we use Premiere Pro and After Effects. At first we found it very difficult to edit because we were unfamiliar with the software. However, after watching a few video tutorials on YouTube, we got the hang of it. So to make things easier, we uploaded all the shots onto Premiere Pro and then we placed them in chronological order, so this will be easier for us to see what shots go where. Also, after that, we then stretched them all out so we could edit them and cut them if we had to. When it came to editing the title on After Effects, we found it quite difficult. Even though we watched some video tutorials on YouTube, it was still difficult to make the title we wanted, which was a handwritten text. But at the end, we then decided to go with a normal title from a website called Dafont, which was a better solution than having a title from After Effects. So the evaluation process was feedback given to us from our peers and our teachers. The feedback that they gave us was the same feedback we gave ourselves, which was to fix the music and some shots needed to be redone. So they also gave us some criticism which we used to improve our work. So in terms of working in a group, I feel like listening is the key, because your ideas might be better than someone else's, or their ideas might be better than yours. So if you listen, then you might have a better outcome. I think that working in a group has improved my communication skills a lot, because I was able to confidently like get my ideas across. Um, in the opening sequence, because our group was smaller, it was really easy for me to be confident. However, because in the preliminary task we had a slightly bigger group, so everyone was giving ideas and sometimes your idea wouldn't get through. So overall, I think working in a group of 3 is a good idea, because you're going to have a better outcome, especially if everyone in the group gets along with each other and everyone is comfortable around each other. Thank you for watching. Bye.